Hey there. So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and we're going to do a little recap of my trip. Probably choose the first day. You guys, I got a lot. I got a lot to say. I talk too much, and these videos can come out long. So I just came back from New York yesterday. Flew out on Friday for my trip. So I promised myself I wouldn't do the early morning trips. Just especially like if I'm working the night before and then have to wake up like not get a full night's sleep and then fly out like early in the morning, arrive just dead tired, and then like wherever I'm staying, just like have to go there immediately, take a nap, and then waste the whole day. It's just like nonsensical. So thankfully, I didn't work the night before. I worked during the day. I got to pick up the girls from school. We got to get dinner, and then I got to drop them off at school, right? So I was gone for 5 days. Oh, sorry, gone for 5 days, and then immediately go to work. So like trying to be a decent dad, and I do miss my kids. Like important to say goodbye. So like thankfully, dropped them at school, and then actually had my flight soon after that. So I think my flight was around noon. I think my flight was around noon. Yeah, I think something like that. So get on the flight. Boom. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Well, I guess New York just got hit with a cold snap right before I landed. So like it was like 20 degrees high. Yo, when I got there, it was like 38 degrees high. Like that's non-freezing temperature. It's cold, but like come on, we can survive. So like all of a sudden, like I'm on my flight. I'm like looking left, right. I'm like, there's nobody in my aisle. First off, okay, so some tricks. Book your flight. You got to be booking your flight. I think they recommend anywhere from like 6 to 8 weeks. 4 to 6 to 8 weeks ahead of your trip. My dumbass was lazy. I booked my flight like 3 weeks ahead, so I definitely lost some money there. Like I paid a little bit more than I should have. But I tried to book my flight. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do Frontier. I'm gonna try to be cheap. I'm not in a place to be spending too much money these days. The flight with a bag, because I'm gonna check a bag, because like I got a suit. I'm gonna be there for 5 days. Got shoes. I can't travel with a suitcase. Yeah, you wanna carry on? This is not even a checked bag. It's like a carry on. You want a bag? It's going to be an extra like $40, $50. I was like, go fuck yourself. JetBlue literally had a cheaper flight. And I get a bag. And their seats are nicer. And you get a TV. And you get the terminals. If you guys don't know, if you fly out of Orlando, MCO is the airport, they get their own exclusive terminal. Holy shit. When I took my flight, I was literally like, there was only 3 people on the security line. And that's with me with TSA pre-check. If you had the regular line, let's say you don't have the pre-check, there's literally 10 people in line. God forbid you're on the other ones where you're with the other non-JetBlue people. Forget about it. You're going to be waiting online for half an hour. Who knows how long. Fuck that. So, fuck that. I'm flying JetBlue. JetBlue boy. So anyway, booked my flight a little late, but still booked JetBlue. I think, again, it's still not that bad. Round trip was like a $200 flight. Come on. So I'm on the plane, and I'm just looking at the front. There's nobody in my aisle. Same with the other lady. So I got 3 seats to myself. Boom. That was beautiful. I get my backpack, because usually like I have a laptop on me. Yeah, there's downtime, so I'm going to bring a laptop. So I have a backpack with a laptop, and it's like unwieldy, right? You got to like put, and I can't like step on it. So I'm like, my feet, like you can't stretch your legs. Bro, I get the backpack, put it into the other seat, and there's nobody bothering you wake up to go to the bathroom or anything. I take the window seat, and I just laid. Well, I didn't lay across, but I just like, I got to stretch my legs out and then not have a backpack in my way. Took a nice fat nap. It was great. Land, boom. Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock, and my friends get off of work about like 4 or 5 o'clock for happy hour. I'm like, let's go. So be careful. There's gonna be another video about this, talking about this happy hour. That's really crazy. Yeah, I'll do another video. But anyway, we went to Gage and Tollner, which is a downtown Brooklyn steakhouse, like a fancy fine dining steakhouse. But they have a great happy hour. Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole rant on this, but it was $4 craft beers, $10 like real martinis, $2 oysters. Insanity. So, but it's only for 1 hour. And it's also Friday, so like you got to get there at 5. Like it's only for 1 hour, and it's only at the bar. Because yeah, you can't get the happy hour at a table. Because like if you get the happy hour at a table, you actually have to order food like a real person, and then, good luck trying to order food there. You're spending almost $100 a head. Or sorry, you're spending $100 a head. But you sit at the bar, you can have some oysters, just some drinks, and blah. So did that for an hour. Fantastic, but I'll do a whole separate rant on that. Then we went to my, so actually, 2 of my friends showed up, including my best friend, and then my friend Josh showed up all the way from, like, he was in the city already, but went all the way down to Brooklyn just to say hi. Really nice for him. to say hi, and then he had to run back home to his fam. And then we went to John's, my other friend John's place, and his wife had a interview, like a Zoom interview. So we had to hang out with. I got to meet his kiddo for the first time, 5 years old. That's the weird thing about a lot of my trips. They're like wedding based, so like I don't actually get to meet my friends' kids because like the kids are home or something. And some of the weddings, most of them are like not child friendly. Like don't even bring your kid, right? Like that kind of to do. Specifically the one that I just went to. They told people don't bring your kid. So I got to meet his son. Absolutely fantastic. As cute as a 5-year-old can be. So that was nice. We hung out for a little bit, and do you know what I learned about? I had first off I bartended, so I made maybe that'll be the photo for the of this video. I bartended in his kitchen making Negronis, and then I got to try Blue Spot. As you guys don't know, it's Irish whiskey. I'm only familiar with Yellow Spot and Green Spot. Yeah, Blue Spot was amazing. So anyway, you guys Irish whiskey guys, let me know. Absolutely fantastic. So then, I missed something. Before Gage and Tolner, I obviously had to eat something. I dropped off the girls at school at like 9, 10 a.m. and ate some breakfast. But then like now it's like 5 p.m. is happy hour. Like I got to eat something, right? I'm not eating at the airport. I'm not eating on the plane. It sounds all terrible. So the thing, you had to go to Xi'an Foods. If you guys don't know, if you're in New York, you probably know about Xi'an Foods. Xian. It's everywhere in New York now. There's like dozens of locations. It's a how do I describe it? Like China's a big country, and there's a lot of influence that people might not know about that is actually Muslim influence. So we're talking about like stuff with like cumin and lamb, right? Like things that like you won't associate with like, first off, very different from American Chinese food, but even traditional Chinese food generally doesn't have those ingredients. So this is like, but it's familiar. So like they do like a burger kind of to do, which is like with like braised lamb and beef or pork or whatever. That's absolutely fantastic. But the other thing to do is hand pulled noodles with this kind of like chili oil, fragrant, aromatic, spiced sauce with cabbage and braised lamb, oily, a little bit of a black vinegar in there. Bro, it is a delicious dish, but it's massive. But it's quick and convenient for $15. It's literally two meal job. I scarfed that thing down in like 8 minutes because I had to put a lot of carbs in me because I was planning on hanging out with my friends and drinking that night, right? Delicious. So that was my decision to do at 4:30, hit the happy hour, boom, hung out with my friend and his friends and kiddos. And then we took an Uber to Eckhart. Eckhart is a brewery that opened up in Bushwick last year. Reminded me of Cohesion in Denver, if you know Cohesion. Cohesion is a proper Czech brewery. Horizontal lager in tanks, like all the Czech ingredients, like all they have is like just Czech lager. That's it. There's nothing else. At Eckhart, they're a European-based place. There is one IPA, I believe, but you're an idiot for ordering that. You go there for lager. So they do Czech lagers, they do German lagers. So I had a Czech pale lager, Czech dark lager, and a Kolsch. And they also have like Helles and Pilsner, whatever. You got the German thing. Beautiful place. So yeah, now it was me, my friend Eric, my friend John, and then a couple people joined. Scott was there. Scott and Driver's Beer Review. Scott was there. And then my friend Alex showed up. So it was fun. It was like 6 of us. Yeah, 6 of us. Yeah. And the beers were absolutely fantastic. You got to order half pint, crush it, talk, hang out with your friends. It's literally meant for that. Food was amazing, by the way. Spätzle. So Spätzle, if you don't know, is a German side. The best way to describe it is mac and cheese, but it's like sort of like in between gnocchi and mac and cheese because it is potato based. But it's just like mac and cheese in the sense that like it sucks most of the time. Like I don't know about you, but like I don't trust mac and cheese most places. A lot of times the pasta's overcooked. It's like too watery. Like it's hard to make mac and cheese like really. You got to spend money, right? You got to use real cheese that gives it flavor. But then you also have to know techniques to make a proper like texture of mac and cheese. With the sauce, and then figure out how to not overcook the mac and cheese, because also you're not making it to order, so now you got to hold it and not overcook it. It's a hard. I'm usually disappointed by mac and cheese. It's hard to find good versions. The people that really put love into it, I've generally found are like finer-ish dining places, or like barbecue places, which like if you do craft barbecue, you're like putting all this love into the barbecue, all this love in the sides. That includes mac and cheese. So, but generally. I do not like mac and cheese in most places. And generally, it sucks, right? But Spätzle is the same way. A lot of times, it's hard to make. It's hard to not have it mushy and not flavorful. I don't remember what Spätzle I had in Germany, but this is the best Spätzle I've ever had. Cheesy. It literally was just a really good version of mac and cheese. It's a long way to say this was awesome mac and cheese. They had this delicious, they had kettle chips with this delicious onion dip. By the way, onion dip is one of the most underrated, like, sides in my opinion. Like, a lot of people do, like, chips and salsa. Bro, I want onion dip. I think the general ingredient is just, like, the onion powder packet, the onion soup packet, and sour cream. That thing's absolutely just delicious, by the way. That's addictive. It's onion, it's MSG. I don't know what the fuck what it is. It's fucking delicious. Yeah. People be doing, like, ranch and... Give me onion dip. They make their own onion dip. I don't know what the fuck was in it. Tangy, oniony. Not like, I don't know if it was like, I don't know what they used. Was it mayo or sour cream based? Whatever. It was fucking fire. So, like, their food was absolutely amazing. But I will say it was a Friday night. We were there from like 8 to 10 p.m. on a Friday night. There were 6 of us at our table. I looked around. There weren't too many more people than that. I was like, fuck this. I'm so angry. I really hope they survive. Please support Eckhart. We need more establishments that are like hang out. It's nice too. It's not like, it doesn't look like a fucking shitty, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Where like the focus on the beer, and this is just a shitty tap room where you're here for the beer, go fuck yourself. And we didn't put any thought into the space. It is a beautiful space. The food's amazing. The beer is amazing. Fucking let's go. Like what else do we need? We should be packed on a Friday night. But the location's a little shite. It's like outside of the fun part of Bushwick. It's not literally outside. It's blocks away from like the fun part of Bushwick where it's a little bit warehousey and clubbish, and like you might not know it's there. They're like less than a year old. So good luck. I love them. So check them out. Excuse me. So then at this point I'm on the marathon, right? I've started to hit the 5 p.m. happy hour, and I'm going all night. The 2 friends that started with me, they had to go home. They're adults. I'm on vacation by myself, so I stay. But then I had 2 other friends that joined. So like, right, like 2 friends left. Oh, sorry. Is me, 2 friends, and we did the thing. And then 2 friends joined at Eckhart. The 2 earlier friends left, and now I got 2 other friends that are like on the second leg of the night with me, right? So boom, it's like 10, 11 p.m. We want to go hang out more, right? We're in Bushwick, let's hang out. So let's go to KCBC. We'll go to another brewery. On the way, boom, got hit the dispensary. First off, it's legal in New York. B, I was never a 420 guy. Majority of my friends were always 420. I was always like, hey, screw that. I'm going to drink beer, do whatever. I like alcohol, sorry. Not a weed guy. Always got me paranoid, never liked it. But I'm a grown man now where I just don't sleep well. I wake up to pee. Probably should check out the doctor for that. But getting my brain to pass out or wake up in the middle of the night, then pass back out is hard. So I don't know. Am I like poorly medicating? I don't know. It's not it's not actual like drug medication. Or sorry, it is actually. Sorry, it is a psychoactive drug. But I use indica THC. That's what I use. I don't use it during the day. I don't use it. I use it to pass out. That's literally all I do with it. Right. So it's my light vice, my late night vice. So I was like, all right, we're hitting that up. Bought myself a pen, and then actually one of my friends lives at home, my hometown here in Long Island, and he drove all the way out. It was all the way out, sorry, it's like 25 minutes. But the Ubers have gotten so expensive. I was like, bro, if you weren't here and I had to Uber home, it would cost me like $60, $70. Granted, it's Friday night, but even then, I have this. I don't know what happened, but I feel like the New York City Ubers in the last couple of years have gotten way more expensive than I'm used to. So I noticed that. So I was like, bro, you give me a ride home tonight, just save me like $60, $70. I'm buying you a pen too. So like I think it was like $30 for a decent sized pen because I was going to use it for the 5 days and I did not get any damage into it. But I told them like I want the smallest thing you have, and that's all they had. So all right, fuck it. $30 not even that bad. Like what? $30 in New York is like 2-3 drinks, and I use it for 5 nights. So cool. So I got myself a pen. Tastes like strawberries. It was delicious at the end of the night, and at the end of my nights, whatever. So went to KCBC. Boom. Got one of the sours. I started off like, boom, I wanted these sours because I do. I will say KCBC is great. If you don't know, by the way, when they opened, I was actually like one of the first employees. I like worked a few shifts and then moved on, and they moved on to me. Whatever. I do nostalgically like places that I have worked at. Yeah. But anyway, my favorite things is their sours. Haddon sour is absolutely delicious. But I will say they also just crush. Their hazy IPA is good. Lagers are good. West Coast IPA is good. Sours are good. They have a little bit of a mixed fermentation program. I like everything they do. So they're actually one of the, they're, in my opinion, one of the best brewers in New York City. They just execute everything very well, right? So I had the sour, and then like Scott ordered this IPA, and it was fucking fire. And this is me who just, flew from Florida, getting fresh Firestone Walker beer, and then Mark sent me like 11-day-old Fathead's Headhunter, so I know what a good West Coast IPA right now tastes like, right? My palate's pretty calibrated, so I was like, holy shit, this thing's fucking fire, like just aromatic, dry, like boom, punch in the face, lean, clean. It was good. I was like, God damn, that's a fucking good beer. So by now, obviously, like I've been drinking since like 5 p.m. I've had a few drinks. I don't know if I he told me the wrong beer or ordered the wrong beer or whatever. I was like, yeah, give me that IPA, blah, blah, blah. And the lady's like, hey, it comes in a can, by the way. I was like, okay, I don't know, whatever. Just give it to me. So I ordered it, and I started drinking it at the table. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not as good as your beer, Scott. And I went back and forth. I was like, what the fuck? Pick up the can. 4 months old. 4-month-old can. So if you guys don't know how this works, by the way, like KCBC is a decent sized brewery. I think they're a 15 barrel brew house for mostly tap room, probably. Well, they distribute too, but whatever. That's 15 barrels is a decent size. So once you brew the beer, you have to make a decision. Like, well, is it going to kegs or going to cans? Ideally, you sort of figure out that blend where you can sell all of it as fast as you can, right? The goal is like, all right, whatever's moving perfectly, right? Sometimes maybe you just don't move cans fast enough or kegs fast enough, but whatever. They weren't moving the beer fast enough. So they're selling out of the tap room, 4 months old. It was not bad beer, but it was vastly worse than the IPA was trying. And the best analogy I can give you is like, if you've, I've worked in the restaurant industry. When you order fries, they should be hot, fresh, crispy. I will say there's times when, they make too many fries and they sit in the window and they're like lukewarm. I wouldn't serve them. They're not bad, but like they're not like hot out of the fryer, right? You know, in some sense, like you've definitely had fries that were just like, like right. They're like what they could taste like if they were like hot, fresh out of the fryer, like right. They're just like lukewarm-ish. They're still hot. They're not cold, but they're not great, right? So, and like that's like I don't even own a business, but like as a manager, I've managed in craft beer before. Bro, especially in this market, it is so hard to get people to return places. Like, if I just told you about the experience right now, I'd be like, oh my God, I had a great sour. Oh my God, I had amazing West Coast IPA, period. And that should be the experience. And that's how you get regulars to come back to your place. But now I have this whole fucking caveat about this can that's 4 years old, 4 months old, why you still serving the can. See, that like shouldn't have ever been in a conversation. But I guess the problem is... I guess it's a symptom of their own problem. Why have a beer so good on draft that if someone orders the other one, now you're fucked because like someone's gonna notice like shit, this is way worse than the other one, right? Versus if you only had that can available, people are like, oh, it's a pretty good IPA, whatever, So I walked up and I was about to say something, but it's like past last call, and I see the girls just like plugging up the taps, and I was like, bro, Darwin, A, you've like had drinks tonight, like B, these girls are like. It's a Friday night. They're already done. Like, what are you going to do? Like, try to get another beer? Like, fuck it. So I just walked back to the table and just drank my beer. This wasn't a big deal. But bro, you shouldn't be serving 4-month-old cans. And so this is, I don't run the place, but this is what I would do. I would be like, you know what? This beer's still drinkable. It's still fine. Let's just sell it at cost. Because I promise you that beer, oh God, I really hope they're not selling it for full price. But let's say for sure, the regular full price of that beer is probably $16 to $18 a 4-pack. So that's one move to do. You usually 99% of the time cans are to go, kegs are for draft, right? Like there's no reason to can beer then sell it across the counter at a brewery. There's a waste of cans and printing and all this shit. Like it's a waste of money. But you end up doing that to move the beer eventually, because like what if you didn't keg enough of the beer and you have a bunch of cans left? Then we got to sell it in the tap room, right? So like they order the beer on things, like, oh, by the way, it's not on draft, it's on can. We're trying to push it out the door, right? At some point, you gotta fucking move the beer. At some point, you're like, it's 2.5, 3 months old. You're like, we gotta sell this shit. We can't be serving it, start charging somebody full fucking price. So I would honestly do like, it's a $16, $18 4-pack. I'll be like, listen, We're doing $8 4-pack. Fire sale that bitch. Sell it at cost, right? Like, it's not our greatest. It's not the greatest representation of our beer, but it's still fine, and we want you to enjoy it before it goes really shitty. That's what I would do. Anyway, they're selling it across the counter of the bar. It wasn't great. No, it was fine. It was actually fine, but it was so much worse than the other beer. It was like crazy. That's how much I enjoyed the other one. Granted, that's Darwin talking about beer. Like, that's my memory of the beer 7 hours in of, like, you know, hanging out and drinking all that. So who knows what my opinion was? Should have been. So that was fun. Got to ride home. Went to bed. You guys get the more of the story about the trip next time. Cheers, later.